Welcome back to Bold TV. I'm Philip Michael. Now, it's Mental Health Awareness Month, and today's featured entrepreneur has an app that helps people who want to be sober stay sober. Welcome to the CEO of SOBERGRID, Beau Mann. How you doing, Beau?
Great. Thank you for having me.
Thank you for being here. Now, tell us, how does SOBERGRID work?
Sure. So SoberGrid is an app for people that are in or seeking recovery from substance use disorder. It is really taking an approach that the peer support is really crucial if you're trying to manage this kind of chronic disease. And so it connects you with people nearby or around the world. The user interface is very familiar to people because it mimics those of Instagram and Facebook, but done in a digital health application.
Now, did you see a lot of growth during the pandemic where people couldn't meet up to talk?
We did, and we
Yeah.
saw it being a crucial component. The overdose rates started spiking because of the pandemic, the isolation. So people really needed to be able to connect and have some support. So we saw the use of our application really become an important piece of people's recovery due to the pandemic.
Now, so how does it work? What is the challenge of if you have a substance abuse problem and you want to be sober but you relapse? How is it that it helps treat that?
Yeah, so it connects you with individuals who have gone through, and they can make suggestions. There's also daily practices that you can do. So you can read some recovery related literature. You can do a gratitude list so that you stay positive. You hit it on the nail when you said, look, what if someone has a relapse? And some people do. They pursue and enter recovery, and they're able to be in sustained remission. So over 3 years of abstinence, maybe for the rest of their lives. But many people don't. And so the application is really important to support people at all stages, whether they have 1 day or they have 20 years, because with with addiction being substance use disorder being chronic, you really need to be able to have tools that support people throughout their life.
Now, I love this cause because it's so needed, and there's so many people that don't have the support system or the environment to get out of falling back into old habits, and that's a great cause. It's also a business, however. How do you make money with your app? What's the business model there?
Sure. So what we did was we developed some artificial intelligence. What we with in partnership with some researchers from Harvard Medical School
Hmm.
and University of Pennsylvania Perelman School of Medicine, and we were able to predict if an individual was approaching a higher risk of relapse. So when we did that, we acquired a subsidiary which is called Ascent by SoberGrid, and
Hmm.
it's a telehealth company that has state certified addiction recovery coaches. So that's how we monetize. A consumer can purchase it, but we're really a B2B model where we
Mm.
have agencies and corporations purchase it, and for people in their community. So it's really free to the addicted person. A couple examples of that: we have a contract with the state of Ohio
Hmm.
where we provide any minority in the state that has substance use disorder with free to them addiction and mental health recovery coaches at 24/7. We also have a contract with unions. We have one that we just signed with a labor union down in the South. And we have contracts with people with both private companies and government organizations throughout the United States to provide it to their members.
Love that. So what's next for you guys?
So we're currently in two clinical trials. One clinical trial, we partnered with a virtual reality company that has a meditation app, coupled with our coaching and the use of our app daily, looking at the efficacy. We're in a phase 2 for that. We're also in a phase 2 clinical trial looking at the efficacy of our AI, our predictive capabilities. And so we're going to go full steam ahead with demonstrating the efficacy in our clinical trials.
It seems to me that what you're really doing is you're putting the pieces in place to treat the underlying condition what could lead to substance abuse versus just trying to say, look, you know what? You're doing this thing here. Stop doing it. But you don't treat what made them do it in the first place. It sounds like that's what you're doing. Is that by design?
So by design, yes. So a lot of people self-medicate, right? And so I
Yeah.
know, whether that be police officers or judges or CEOs or even
Mm-hmm.
myself. So a lot of these people need to be able to treat the underlying condition.
Yeah.
So for me, it's been important in my journey, and I'm a patient entrepreneur, so I've struggled with this throughout my life, and that's really what drove me to create this company
Interesting.
and build this company. And so, yes, I see the importance of treating the underlying condition so people can try not to self-medicate.
Mm-hmm.
And you hit it on the nail. It's really, really important to try to see if there's underlying conditions that are driving you to self-medicate.
And I think there's more awareness around meditation and mindfulness and learning to calm the mind, and often in the back of the mind is where some of these issues sit, is it not?
Absolutely.
Yeah,
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 sure.
yeah. Awesome. Love what you're doing. Where can we find you and learn more about you?
You can find us in the Apple and the Google Play Store. It's SoberGrid, and you can also go to our website, sobergrid.com.
Wow, awesome. Thank you so much for being here today, Beau.
Thank you so much.
And thank you all for watching. Make sure you follow Beau TV on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. Until next time, I am out of here.